at the weekend I went to Shaff, which is Sheffield Adventure Film Festival. It's just a small thing, really. I heard about it on Facebook, and the group that I heard about it on Facebook was saying Shaff. Seems a really blunt thing to have called it Shaff. I think that's quite right. They didn't have to have that H there. I don't think it could have been Shaff. Sheffield Adventure Film Festival. Yeah, Shaff. It's quite a harsh term. I really think that matters, though, to be honest, what it's called. It's just whether or not it's good when you get there. That's probably the main thing. Yeah, so they had all these different like short films going playing. And me and my boyfriend, we saw the Adventure Bites loop, which was an hour of 11 short films, they were all pretty good and pretty different. There was I Paddle, which is one where this guy was canoeing. He was basically, I guess, learning, and he was like, he was saying about how he was trying at it, and it was a pretty funny film actually. And there was one called A Front Door Adventure, where he was just like going on a walk to show, I guess, basically that an adventure can just be your local area. There was another one called El Sendero Luminoso, where someone was climbing, without all the safety gear. But beforehand he'd climbed it with the safety gear, so he'd know the route and so forth, and cleaned off the bits of wall where it'd be gripping. But it was an amazing feat that he did it. And there was another one called Danny McAskill The Ridge, where he was mountain biking up along ridges on one of the islands off Scotland. And there was another one called Touch, which was where someone was like paragliding, and they were doing it really close to the ground so they could like touch things at the same time as flying. Yeah, it's a good one. And there's one called Afterglow, where people were wearing suits covered in lights while they were skiing, and it was a pretty good effect. And the next one was called Last Weekend, where the couple had a weekend adventure where they floated along the river and went up a hill and did a bit of biking. Fits it all into a weekend. And there was one called Wild Women with Faith Dickey, where it was basically about how elegant she looks when she walks along a line, as opposed to a man being rugged and so forth. And there's the next film called Race the Tube, where someone was trying to run, like they were on the tube, then they'd get off, run to the next tube stop before get on the same train, beating the train to the next stop. I thought that was a good idea. And there was a short film on Vasu, and he was like a skier with just one leg thing. He didn't really consider it a disability as such. He was just trying to do things a different way. And there was another film, which is the first film we saw when we walked in, saw them the wrong way around, I guess. We saw the short film The Balloon High Line, where they went up in two balloons and you try and walk between them, and none of them made it. They all just fell off, parachuted down. It's pretty good. I was saying maybe you'd want to not make it, just so that you get to go in the balloon ride and walk a bit and get a parachute ride. Maybe you'd want to be like, yeah, jump off at some point. If you made it all the way across, you'd be like, oh, I wanted to use my parachute. Yeah, but it was all good. It's all good. Yeah. All good little films. One thing I was thinking about was like with wild women, like a whole category of some of the films were called Wild Women, and then a woman doing a sport. Seems kind of sexist because there wasn't like a wild men category on the other side of the coin or anything like that. And they had like leaflets and stuff, and I also noticed like a little leaflet card thing for women climbers, and I just feel like if you want women to climb more, can't we just join the existing climbing groups and climb with men and just do some climb? Why do we have to have like a separate women doing sport over there and being women at it, and men doing sport over there and being men at it? And I feel like it shouldn't be like, oh, a woman did a sport. It should just be like, wow, she climbed, she went across like the High Line, which is an achievement all of its own. that's the achievement, not that a woman did it. That just it happened at all. Someone did that thing. That's the good thing. It's not about whether or not a woman did it. You know. It's just a thing. I don't know. These are some pretty inspiring films, I think. Yeah. Make you want to get active.